How do you like
What you
that?
think, Michael? What you
I
think?
love
What you
it.
All
think?
right,
Love it.
that's
Love
pretty
it.
cool. That's pretty cool. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
That's some good stuff, man. Good
Good choice.
stuff.
Good choice. That's better than what I was going to pick. How about
Yeah.
that?
That's
Hey,
awesome.
welcome everybody. I want to say just a quick intro. My name's Mike. I'm the head of recruiting and onboarding here at Global Premier Benefits. So welcome to the party. I just want to do some quick reminders, really just general stuff. Take some good notes. Definitely be mindful of your microphone. Mute yourself if you're not asking a question. We've all been on a webinar where someone's dog's barking in the background or whatever like that. So just be mindful. And then there is a Q&A section at the bottom. So if you have questions, just chat them in. I'll do my best to get back to you. I'm going to be more so behind the scenes, but it's going to be a great session, you guys. I'm really excited for today. Just some bullet points on the agenda. We've got the value proposition. We have the exciting CMS solution for all of everybody wondering how they're going to record their sales presentations. We've already got a solution for that. And then we've got some current campaigns, some co-op dollars coming out. We have our guest speaker, Lawrence Price. He's our regional director in your area. And then also we've got the best leads in the business. And I know that's why you guys showed up here. So without further ado, I'm going to roll into our host for this session. His name's Tony Holland. If you've been in the Medicare industry for a while, you know who he is. Global Premier Benefits was founded back in 2000. Tony, I'm not going to steal your thunder. I just want people to know that you've been doing this a really long time. In fact, we're proud to earn the 13th straight year being Cigna Medicare's top FMO in the business. I know that sounds ridiculous, but we have earned that every single year we've been working with them. And now, thanks to our big partnership with Integrity, we're going big across the country with other carriers like United Healthcare, Anthem, Blue Cross, Aetna, WellCare, Humana, and so many more. So I don't want to delay any further. Without any further ado, Mr. Tony Holland. Tony, are you
Hey,
there?
hey, hey. Thank you. Thank you for that great introduction, Michael. And I like it that you got to speed a little Motown Philly.
I gotta
I'm
get hip to
shocked,
that.
as hip as you are, you didn't know that,
Yeah,
man.
that must have surfed right by me a couple years
Yeah.
back in the 90s, you know?
So for you new guys on this call today, we found Michael about 2 years ago, and it's been a great asset to our team. And he's a millennial, but he's kind of got an old school spirit. You know, I think he was a DJ in Motown in a previous lifetime.
Yeah, me
But
and Barry Gordy go way
yeah,
back.
Barry Gordy. I think you were. There you go. So again, my name is Tony Holland, managing partner of Integrity Marketing Group and founder and CEO of Global Premier Benefits and the Holland Insurance Group. But I'm going to go through some quick tips before we get to our guest speaker, Lawrence Price. But I think there's some very important things you need to know in regards to our partnership and our partnership with you and your teams, because I think it's important for anyone that's on this call, if you're an agent or if you're a GA, MG, SGA, FMO, who's at the top of the chain and how it's helping support you. I think infrastructure, I think, is always key in regards to this business. Next slide, Michael. I'm going to keep it flowing, Michael. So before I get into that, I think all of us are aware why we're in this business. But there's a lot of newbies on here that may not be familiar with Medicare, but why Medicare and why now it's the fastest growing market in the industry, which is our primary market, that 65 plus crowd, and also those chronically ill on Medicare's Part A and Part B. The senior market it's growing. What I love about it, every single day we have 10 to 11,000 people turning 65. So our demographics is growing tremendously. And right now there's over 55 million seniors. And with over 10 million that are in the veteran category. We're going to talk about that later and how we're changing veterans' lives. Many of these veterans have worked and had an honorable service to our country. And any of you guys on this call that served our country, we thank you for your service. I come from a military background and have a son at West Point, and unfortunately had a little brother who I helped raise, who gave his life overseas for our military and for our country. And so I understand the sacrifice. I understand the dynamics in regards to our veterans. Many of them don't know that they qualify for Medicare Advantage, and it goes hand in hand with their VA coverage. So we have an excellent program in terms of helping those millions of veterans out there that have no clue what this thing is. We can educate them and coach them up on how they work hand in hand to benefit them, to give them a better quality of life, better health care, better lifestyle, better retirement. Is what we're all about. And they need us more now than ever, because Social Security, if you look at the average Social Security check, it's about $1,300 a month. and all that's going on in our economy. Good Lord, who would ever have thought 3 years ago we'd be where we are today? High inflation, high gas prices. I mean, I went to the grocery store the other day. Everything's twice as expensive as it used to be. Oil prices. I'm a little concerned about our seniors this coming winter. How are they going to be able to manage during this crisis? I mean, I've heard the other day that food banks and pantries are having record high number of people looking for help and food, and it's just we're in challenging times right now, and these seniors need us more now than ever because original Medicare is not enough, and you wouldn't believe how many of them are still on original Medicare. They can't afford to pay for their sup, or they can't afford to have that big deduction, $500, $600 a month coming out of their pension check for their health care. And they need help. They really do. And that's what we come in terms of trying to change and save lives, part of our mission statement. Next slide, Michael. So go ahead, Michael. Thank you, big guy. So a big thing I love about Medicare Advantage, some people ask me why this. Tony, you were known for years in the final expense space. Matter of fact, I founded an insurance company, helped found Senior Life, and was a big player at Lincoln Heritage, Guaranteed Reserve, American Income Life. So that's where I got my start. But what I love about Medicare Advantage, for one, it's zero premium. I always say, how can you not be able to sell something that's zero? It helps millions of people. It's unbelievable benefits. And this year, Medicare, they've come out with some unbelievable rich benefits with all the carriers. I mean, it's never been like this. Matter of fact, with Cigna, if you know anything about Cigna Medicare, they came out with something I've never seen before, a $20,000 dental plan. I mean, $20,000 worth of benefits per year. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Most companies, it's $2,000, maybe $3,000, but they came out big with $20,000 in dental. In recent surveys, 90% of seniors out there, their number one benefit that they're seeking this year is what? Dental benefits. So that's a huge thing. So the benefits are rich. And on our side, the income we can make, I mean, the renewals are incredible, but the front money is pretty amazing. You can see there, the national comp this coming year is 601. When I started, it was $400. So it's gone up tremendously because we get a 5% raise roughly every year due to the CMS regulations that comp us for serving these seniors. You can see even in New Jersey, I know a lot of people in this call in New Jersey and California, 750. Look at the renewal side. So that was what attracted me to this business back in the day, is that I can make substantial renewals. The average final expense for renewal back when I was big in final expense was about $25. $25 for a renewal is about the average, okay? Look at the average renewal for us. It's about what, $300? I mean, that's what, 12, 13, 14 times better than a renewal and final expense. So I came through necessity. I went through a challenge with one of those carriers, and, it was a debate over getting my renewals. It took me 8 years to get them. So I was kind of forced to be able to appreciate the big renewals that we get in Medicare. I was able to replace a $35,000 renewal check within 1 year. It took me 10 years to build that. I was able to replace that doing Medicare Advantage off the same type of clients, low to middle, blue collar seniors, helping them not just with their final expense, but help them with their Medicare. And my business took off. We went back in those early days. Lawrence will probably remember with Bravo, I think we had about 80 agents to start. By the end of that year, we had 650 agents in the Mid-Atlantic region just killing it. And we've taken not what we did on the Mid-Atlantic level, now it's going national. It's pretty impressive. But I wanted to show you guys that why I'm excited about this coming year. The benefits are rich with all our carriers, and we're being compensated very, very well for helping people. And I mean, it blew me away because I make all this money helping save people's lives. I ain't got to sell it. I mean, that's the thing I love about this business. If you're good in sales, you really don't have to sell a product. The only thing you got to be good at is selling what? Selling yourself. Because if you can't sell you, I mean, there ain't no product or carrier or rates going to help you. This is a relationship business, and we get paid very well to do it. I mean, it's typical for many of our agents to make $250,000 a year in this business within a relatively short period of time of a couple of years. It's pretty impressive what you can do in this business. Next slide, Michael. So a little bit about, integrity overview. Many of you guys have heard about integrity. You see every week they're acquiring a new IMO, FMO, and I came aboard back in February. It was a 3-year process. And it just blew me away when I flew down to see integrity in that building right there. And I was just so impressed. And it was more than just an insurance conglomerate brokerage. I looked at it as it was all about the technology. It was kind of like the Amazon of the business. Matter of fact, they've adapted, what they are. They're an insurtech company, and they've combined the amazing aspects of technology with insurance, and this thing has exploded. Next slide, Michael. Just a little bit about, who's leading the way in this organization. Steve Young from back in the 49er days. I don't know if you guys remember Steve Young, and was an incredible quarterback, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion, MVP in the league. And he came together with Brian Adams, and they wanted to do something different. Brian Adams is our CEO. They wanted to change the platform of the insurance industry because it was starting to get to the point where the carriers were dictating to the IMOs and FMOs how the world was going to be. And IMOs and FMOs and agents and brokers, we're needed. We're probably more important than the carrier because we're the direct facing party in regards to the relationship with the senior. But these carriers were dominating, the resources, dominating, how things were done. And we need to gain that power back. So I kind of call integrity kind of a giant union or fraternity or sorority of IMOs and FMOs and big time advocates for seniors that have come together to form this amazing company. And I just love being a part of it. We got the infrastructure that we need. We got the resources that we need. And Michael, if you can go to the next slide, I can share with the team that's on the call some cool stuff that's happening with integrity. And just 2 weeks ago, Brian Adams, was awarded top CEO for diversity. We were ranked number one in our category. As one of as a national company with over 6,000 employees that represent diversity. Because we got people, especially women. We got a women's group. We got a Latino team, African American team. It's just amazing that we've come together, united as one, and with so much divisiveness in the world. It's nice to be part of a company that welcomes people from all backgrounds, all walks of life. Doesn't matter if you're 18 years old or 80. Doesn't matter, what ethnicity you are, if you're male or female. We welcome everybody as long as you have the right spirit. You lead by example. You want to help change the world, and you have the utmost integrity in this industry. So that's something that we're proud of, that Brian Adams won that award. So real quick on integrity at a glance. This year, we've had by far our best start to the year. We were at $10 billion in annual premium to start the year. We're at $12 billion as of end of June. 11 million insureds covered. Pretty impressive. 30 billion. We're up 5 billion just this year, just for the half of the year, and assets under management. Pretty impressive. We have over 75 carriers and counting. So we have the Humanas, we have the Aetnas. Anybody that knows about me, I was the Mr. Cigna. I did Cigna as an exclusive partner. That changed this past March, and we, parted ways with the exclusive contract, but we are a preferred member. I'll explain that to you guys later, but we are a preferred member with our carriers, so we get a lot of perks that other IMOs don't get because of the relationship we have with them, and also having the big dog in the room with integrity. So we have 475 carriers, 450,000 agents. Incredible. Largest insurance distribution organization in America by far. We got over 6,000 employees. And what that means to you, you're going to have people behind the scenes, best in class, whether you need help with legal, whether you need help with marketing, whether you need help with doing a presentation, your website. We have the staff to do it behind the scenes. So there is a lot of work to make this machine go. And our main thing is to support you so you can get what you need to help serve your clients better. So we're stronger now together. So I'm honored to be part of the Integrity family as a partner. People ask me, why'd you get it? It's just to have the resources and infrastructure so I can focus on what I love to do best. That's recruit, that's train, that's coach my team, help you guys win. I love seeing my teammates win. There's nothing more special to me than, all the personal awards are great, and I got thousands of them over the years, but I love seeing my teammates, one, get the house of their dreams, send their kids off to nice schools, be debt-free, retire in style. It's amazing the wealth that many of our people are creating. Our average renewal check this past year was over $80,000 just in renewals. $80,000, pretty impressive. And we have many of our representatives that build agency at the $250,000, $500,000, even $1 million level just in renewals. So this business is recession proof and pandemic proof. We had one of our best years during COVID. In 2023, with all that's going on with the carriers, especially Cigna, all the amazing benefits, having a man like Lawrence Price on our team that's really driving, driving with leadership, with technology, with support and coaching. And Lawrence does some incredible things you'll learn about shortly. It's going to be no doubt our best year ever. Next slide, Michael. So some really quick perks. So you guys know, please note this, because not every partner's the same. Global does things different. Okay. For one, we vest everyone day one. You don't have to wait 5-10 years to get your renewals. We vest you day one. You're going to build your own book of business. You're going to own your own book of business, and you're going to have lifetime renewals. So as long as your client is living and enrolled into the plan, you're going to get paid. Number two, we have settlement options. This is new this year. So y'all can make note of that. If you decide after 5-10 years of doing this, or even in 1 year, you want to sell your book and you want to retire, we'll take care of all your certification. We'll take care of, more importantly, all your clients, and we'll get you a nice settlement check. And I've seen some settlement checks in the millions already for some agents to decide, it's best for me to move on, where they came down with some type of critical illness, or they just said, I'm 66 years old, 7 years old. I just want to retire and move on. We've seen some amazing 6- and 7-figure checks to some of these agents out there that worked hard to build their book. We have settlement options for you. That's the first of its kind ever. It's something that our agents have been asking for years, and it's something we're excited to pass on you. We have free leads, by far, as Michael said, the best lead program in the industry. You're going to hear about that at the end. We see the best for last. And these are Medicare Advantage leads. We have carrier-specific leads. We have all different types of leads. I'll explain that shortly. We have over 60,000 pre-qualified leads already in inventory. People that raised their hand and said, help me with my Medicare, or help me with my extra help, or help me with, learning about the D-SNP plan in the market, the diabetic plan, whatever. There's people that raised their hand and said, help me. That's awesome, because I hate cold calling. Even though if we could do it, you're not allowed to do it in Medicare. We have people that actually ask and beg for somebody that knows what they're doing. Either call them up to help them or come out there to help them. That's an awesome place to be. 60,000 just in our inventory, not counting integrities. And we have an amazing co-op program that'll help you fund any type of campaigns you're doing. If you want to do your own events or senior expo, or you want to have your car wrapped with a Medicare logo, we can help pay for that. Pens, calendars, you name it, we have it. Okay, we can help support any type of co-op marketing program you'd like to do, which is pretty impressive. Next slide, Michael. Keep it rolling, Michael. Keep it rolling. There we go. So virtual training library. A lot of people ask, Tony, how do I get trained? How do I do this? One, we do live recordings, but we also do a live training, but we also have recordings of over 250 hours, pre-recorded sessions on various topics, whether you want to learn more how to do veterans, or how to do the extra help, or how to help somebody get their Part B, or help somebody, understand, how their dual eligible status works, how to transition, which I know Lawrence is going to talk about, how to cross-sell, how to make the transition from a life or Med Advantage sale to a life, and vice versa, how to make that happen. How to find more opportunities to serve your clients. We also have an agency building platform where you'll have access to over 2.4 million licensed agents. If you want to build your agency, it's what we specialize in. We can do workshops just like this to help you grow. We're now doing a social media platform. We have a digital media platform that's actually helping us drive traffic to your organizations. We can do that for you too and help you with that. Now, I'm going to let you guys know one thing. We do a lot, but one thing we're not going to do. As an agent, we're not going to sell it for you. That's your job. We'll help you with marketing. We'll help you with leads. We'll help you with co-op. We'll train you. But you got to do your own push-ups. It's like going to the gym. You can't go to the gym and ask somebody else to do your push-ups. You want to get in shape. Same thing with building agencies. We'll help you recruit, but you got to do your push-ups and building an agency. You got to do the recruiting. We'll help you recruit, but you got to be able to be there for your people and help work with them and coach them. I know it's not easy. Sometimes it can be frustrating in leadership, but that's why you have the title of leader. You're leading the lost to be found in this business. Also, we'll help you guys get licensed. If you're new to the insurance business or you're new to Medicare, we have our own license school where you can get discounts for your license, your certification, your courses. And even when you do your AHIP with many of our carriers, we'll reimburse you back your AHIP fee. So that's pretty incredible too. So it's zero out of pocket. As long as you do like 5 or 6 sales, it's something, very small, we'll cover that expense for you. Next slide, Michael. Keep it rolling, keep it rolling. So other current GPP campaigns we're moving forward, we're doing, get this, $1,000 marketing co-op for new to Cigna Medicare. For every Process Medicare Advantage app, if you do a minimum of 10 apps, okay, we're going to be able to, 10 apps, we're going to give you $1,000. You do another 10 apps, get this, we're going to give you another $1,000. You do 50 apps, guess what? We're going to give you $5,000. We've had many people do 200, 300, like Lawrence. Lawrence Price, when you did, I don't know how he did it, but he did over 500 apps. I don't even believe that was a record at that time, and couple people beat it. Very few have, but 500 apps. So you're going to need a legend shortly how to write 500 apps. If you do the math for every 10 apps on that, that's a significant amount of co-op money. I think you guys would agree. So for every 10 apps, we're giving an additional $1,000 to pay for any marketing expense. We have a $1,000 recruiting bonus. So if you want to, send us a friend, a family member that wants to get in the business, we're going to comp you for that. We're the only IMO in the country that's doing this. We're giving away a $1,000 referral fee. So you do send 10 people to us, that's $10,000. You send 30 people to us, that's $30,000. So we have some people in our organization, that's all they do. They send us people. They don't even have a license. They're like, I just want to send people I know that could use what you guys are about, because what you do is pretty incredible. You send them to us, we'll take care of the rest. We'll give you, $1,000, as long as you're a credible agent. We're not going to just, someone who just does a contract. They got to write a minimum of 10 apps so we know they're credible. We'll cut you a check for $1,000. We have also an amazing leadership summit. This year it's an all expense paid, all inclusive, drink, food, flights, everything at the Royalty Granada. It's a resort. It's only about 1.5 years old, so it's relatively new. So you're going to get to go to that. That's next July. And the period ends for this campaign is December 31st. And get this, we brought this back from the good old days when I was at Senior Life. We used to give out Rolex watches, so we're going to bring that back. We're doing a Rolex Club watch. It's a $13,000 watch. It's amazing how Rolexes have gotten so expensive. I mean, the average back in the day was like $4,000 or $5,000. Now the average starting is $12,000 to $13,000. So you get a nice Rolex watch just for doing your job, helping people. This is for our top producers, our top directors, and my goal is to be able to put a watch on everybody that comes this next leadership summit. So next slide for us, please, Michael. So plus all the integrity perks, I want to share best technology in class. We have Sunfire, we have CSG. We actually own CSG, so you can have that quoting tool at no charge to you. We have customized CRM through Zoho. We have Connect Your App. We have Blue Button. We also have the Medicare Center. You guys will learn about that. It's pretty incredible. That's where we get our leads. You can look up rates. It's pretty incredible. And you can cross-sell pretty easy with that because it not only has Medicare products, it also has ancillary and also final expense products right on the same tool. Pretty impressive. Next slide, Michael. So I know they're saying, Tony, we want to hear from Lawrence. Before we go to Lawrence, our operations director, John Gordy, wants to share some fabulous things about our technology so you guys can take note of that, how important it is to have the integrity technology behind you to help you do your job better and quicker. Go ahead and roll that for me, Mr. Michael.
Hi, my name is John Gordine. I'm the Chief Operations Officer for Global Premier Benefits and the CEO of Sound Advice MD. By now, I assume you've heard about the tremendous opportunities provided by Integrity Marketing Group and Global Premier Benefits. I want to take a few moments to address the most frequent questions I've received as they relate to Integrity's technological platforms. The questions are, how do I get and manage quality leads? How do I compliantly enroll my Medicare Advantage clients remotely? And how do I comply with the new CMS call recording regulations? Hopefully I can answer those questions for you today. So first, let's talk about the Integrity Lead Center. Our proprietary platform provides real-time access to millions of exclusive and compliant leads. This helps our partners and agents maximize their return on investment The platform has built-in functionality that provides real-time access to our lead inventory and heat mapping. Currently, the platform provides life insurance leads across multiple lead sources such as internet, direct mail, and YouTube. And leads are also available in English and Spanish. Now, we have both new and aged leads available at prices far below market rate. And new for this AEP starting in August, we'll have Medicare leads as well. The Lead Center is designed to ensure Integrity Partners always have access to the industry's top performing consumer leads, and it also helps our consumers get answers to their insurance questions as quickly as possible. Now, as far as remote enrollments, the Medicare Center grew out of Integrity's commitment to create effective tools for partners and agents we serve. Our Integrity platform makes it easier for agents to increase enrollments and better serve their clients. They do this by integrating Medicare resources with data science insights, a proprietary CRM, and online training. This is all offered in one place. We created an easier and more powerful quoting and enrollment tool, all to help you grow your business. Now, as far as reading the new CMS regulations, Integrity is rolling out, and proud to roll out, the new Medicare Center mobile app. This initiative is for AEP of 2023, so this coming October 15th through December 7th and beyond. Upon release, you'll have access to almost every feature delivered in the full website version of Medicare Center in a mobile application you can take with you anywhere. This includes a new telephony integration that will allow you to make and receive calls from your clients on a recorded line to meet the new CMS regulations on call recording and warehousing. Deployment is slated for late August or early September. Now, the tools I've shared so far only scratch the surface of what is available already. In the very near future, there will be expansion of the features made available to agents. For example, agent personal URLs. So an agent specific websites that you can send customers to. Customers can self-enroll themselves and get more information on you, profiles, your name, your number, email address, whatever you want to provide can be done listed on your personal URL. Real-time recurring leads. What this means is if you like the quality of the leads that you're getting and you don't want to have to keep going through the process of ordering, you can set up a standing lead order where you're basically on a subscription and receiving leads on a recurring basis in the markets that you want, of the type that you want, on a regular basis. Lead type expansion. As I mentioned, we already have life insurance leads. We're expanding into Medicare, and in the future, there'll be other opportunities available as well. So as I mentioned before, there's a lot of expansion. There's a lot going on the technological front. You're in the right place. When it's all said and done, you're seeing the beginning of an exciting new era in the insurance industry. Integrity Marketing Group and Global Premier Benefits are on the leading edge of a technological shift towards the future. And we have room for you as well. Thanks for letting me share.
Great stuff, Michael. Thanks for sharing that. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I want to get into what you guys are here for, because we're really excited about our guest speaker. And before I address and introduce him properly, just want to make sure you guys are comfortable, because it was a big, big change in the industry a few months ago when CMS announced that they're going to regulate call recordings. So we have that. We have the feature. We've had it since 2014. It's been revamped and even improved since then. The new CMS regulated call recording feature is available. It's done. It's on desktop, and it's also available on a mobile application. So no worries in that. We got you covered. That's taken care of. So it's another thing. We're always on the cutting edge of technology. When CMS comes out with something else, we're already on top of it. So great news in that regards. Next slide, Michael. So I wanted you guys to hear from Lawrence, one of the all-time greats in this business. I got the pleasure to meet Lawrence going back to 2008. And after some years, Lawrence Price, he was a big-time player at New York Life. And, became an entrepreneur and left there and created Amicam Insurance Group, which specializes in Medicare, hospital indemnity, and final expense. As a part of this business, Lawrence can assist those with insurance needs. And now he's in over 23 states. I can remember when he was just starting out in Philadelphia. Now he's in 23 states. Lawrence also represents various insurance carriers. He's one of the best at Cigna, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and Humana, along with many other carriers. If you ask Lawrence about the best part of his business, he will say this. It's his service to the 65 plus community, especially on a grassroots level. Lawrence still finds great joy in working with seniors to make sure they are comfortable and happy as they kick back and enjoy their retirement. He wants to make their golden years even more golden. In fact, I think I mentioned to you guys earlier, he set a record some years ago, and it was he did over 500 apps during AEP out of the Philadelphia market. Pretty impressive accomplishment. And you guys know anything about Medicare sales, to do that in a 3-month time period is pretty impressive. Lawrence has a tremendous spirit of service and love for his community. He gives back to his community by hosting several turkey drives during the holiday season to those in need. Does a lot of work with church groups and food pantries. In addition, Lawrence holds free seminars in various communities to pass along his tremendous knowledge in regarding insurance and financial planning. Lawrence also mentors high school children and provides internships to college students through his Amicam Insurance Group. These internships offer opportunities for them to make money, but also learn the ins and outs of running a successful business. So we're honored today to have Lawrence. Lawrence has a passion also for cars, motorcycles, good cigars. And he also, I don't know if he admits this, but he's a big time Eagles fan too. And I'm glad you guys got your one Super Bowl finally a couple years back. So let's welcome Lawrence. And by the way, I want to be the first to say this. Tomorrow is Lawrence's birthday. So happy birthday, Lawrence. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great. I appreciate the introduction. It's always entertaining to see how well we can look when we put a little Just for Men in the beard. Shine up a little bit. You gotta let John know I appreciate all that wonderful appearance he had in his professional photo. I love how we clean up. Won't take much of you guys' time today. I definitely appreciate the introduction and opportunity to talk to you gentlemen today, people on this call. My major focus really is always transitioning. I'm gonna use 2 acronyms today to kind of give you an idea on how I operate my organization and how I always kind of focus in on making sure that we're doing the most important thing, and that is delivering what is truly the value proposition, which is education. We want to make sure our clients are educated, understanding what they're doing, not what they're purchasing, but what they're and bringing into their life. I don't like to use the word purchase, especially when it comes to Medicare and life insurance, because if you sell someone, then it can easily be unsold. What I do is educate, and I train my agents on educating your actual client. That way you have a higher retention rate. Part of the blessing I've had with my partnership with Global and now with Integrity is always making sure my clients have an understanding of what it is that they are bringing into their life. Once again, not purchasing, but bringing into their life. So the first acronym I wanted to discuss when it comes to cross-selling and actually recognizing this opportunity is repeat. So literally the word repeat. First part of the first R in that is to recognize. Recognize the opportunity, recognize what you could be able to provide for that client. The next thing to do is to actually engage that client. Engage that client on their level. Don't talk way up here if the person's only understanding you down here. Then you're literally missing the opportunity. Process, that's the P in that. Process what's going on in that client's life. Not what's going on in your life, not what's going on in your morning, not how bad the drive was over, not how bad the walk was to your appointment, not how bad whatever happened that morning. Forget that. Stay in the moment. Process. The next would be endure. Like he mentioned to you, not only AEP is a set time of year. You can make money in this business all year long. The one great relationship that we've always had with Global is the knowledge and experience that this is a business. This is not a Rita's franchise. This is a business. We don't shut down right after AEP. We don't shut down after OEP. That's the time we actually start really grinding. That's the time that we actually separate ourselves from the small players. We actually show what we do because we have agents and partners who are educated and understanding what they can do in the service that we provide to seniors. Next is to act deliberate, act often. Do not dawdle in your actions. Be convicted in your actions. Understand what you're doing in the service that you're providing and how serious it is. These are products, whether it's life, whether it's whether it's life, health, Medicare, whatever the case may be. Once you educate a client, this is stuff that will impact their lives immediately. Not sooner than later, but immediately will impact their life. The last thing I will say is trust. So trust, it's synonymous. It is what it sounds like. You want to be a situation where your client understands who you are, what you're about, what you're going to be providing to them on a consistent basis. You want to have them understanding that if something does go wrong, that they can access, they can reach out to you. If they have a question, which they're going to have, they can reach back out to you and say, hey, you know what? I know you've explained the summary of benefits to me. I just have one more question. I didn't understand this. How does this apply? How does this apply to me? And that's the biggest thing when you in that hard, as far as that trust portion. Are you explaining to them how it's going to impact them? So my next acronym, kind of transitioning from that, is trust. You want to constantly be thinking about how you can continually keep serving not only your client, but the community in which they live in. One of the things that I've learned in this industry, the reason why we started doing turkey drives and reaching out to middle schools and volunteering, things of that nature, is if I can also positively impact where my client is and their community, then I have a client truly for life. There's places where I can go to now and buildings where I can go into in Jersey and PA, and literally everyone in there knows exactly who I am. If a new person moves into the building, oh yeah, you got to talk to Lawrence. Oh, you need such, you need to talk to Lawrence. To the point where I'm actually, it's a situation, my business has expanded to other things because of the fact is it's because of that trust factor. The R in trust is to react. I react very deliberate. All my moves and motions are very deliberate. It's not a pause, it's not something I'm thinking about doing. It's something that consistently makes sure that I am deliberate in doing every single day. So you have to be the same way. You can't go into this thinking that, okay, you know what, if this doesn't work, then I'm going to do this. If this doesn't work, I'm going to do this. If it rains outside, I'm not going outside and doing, no. You have to react every single day. The U is to understand. You have to understand where your client is. Once again, it's not about you. So that you in trust is not you. The U is to understand. Understand where your client is in their day and in their life. If you're buying life insurance, what is the need? What is the fear factor? What are they fear of losing? Where are they then in their day? Not where you are, where they are. The S in that is being sympathetic. Everyone's going to go through something at some particular time. The client who might not need you today might need you tomorrow. You have to be understanding of that and sympathetic to that. You have to understand that, like I said, these are a lot of the people we're dealing with as a senior market. They're going to have good days, bad days, and different days. And unfortunately, as we all know, there's going to be that day. So you want to make sure that you're sympathetic and always making sure you're reaching out to them. That's how you build that family business. It's at the point now where I've been in the industry long enough that I actually have grandparents and aunties who refer me to, their people in their family for life insurance and juvenile policies. And, they're moving, they call me about real estate. So it's a situation where, you built that sympathy that when they went through a hard time or emotion, they could just call you. That also applies to this business as well. I'm a firm advocate of believing that now I want to hear from you on your good days, but I also want to hear from you on your bad days. Because your good days, that's great. In this industry here, it could be a very lonely operation if you have no one to call on your bad days. So having that sympathetic ear, that's part of what we sign up for as managers, GAs and managers, is to be able to be there for you on your bad days. Give me a call. I don't read minds yet. That's not what this shiny head for is. I'm not Professor X. I don't read minds. I can't Jedi mind trick you into doing anything special. So when you're having a bad day, give me a call. The last T in trust is time. You have to put in that time. You got to put in the work. Like Tony said earlier, the lead's not going to call itself. Every lead that you call is not going to pick up the phone. You have to have that. You must put in the time. The numbers that I was blessed to put up that year, I literally worked myself to the bone. It was a situation where I made a point to realize that when all the other agents were sleeping and taking off on Sunday, and I'm a football fan. I love all football. Like I say, Eagles is my team, but I love all football. That season, I made a point to, in that year, there was no football. I recorded the games. I literally watched the whole year's worth of football after AEP was over. I made a point to not even listen to the here in Philly we have WIP, a lot of sports talk radio. I tried not to even listen to that because I didn't want to hear the scores. That's that dedication you have to put in. If you don't, then you're not going to see what you think you're going to see. The lead's not going to call you. Opportunity is not going to fall into your lap. These two acronyms, you have to put them together. That's why I said where there is the repeat, that one ends in trust, and the other one, trust, it ends in time. Those two components you have to be able to put in. You have to trust, and you have to trust this process, not to sound cliche, but you have to trust in this process, trust in the systems that we're providing to you and the opportunity that is in front of you. I'm sure a lot of people on this call, if you haven't heard it, we've been saying it. I've been hearing it for the 2 decades worth that I've been in this industry, 10,000 people per day. When I first got into it, it was something that was going to happen. Now we're in the midst of it. The reality and opportunity for you to be able to change your life, change the opportunity to change the life of your family and loved ones. And most importantly, like I said, I'm a firm advocate of how you can positively impact your community. That's facing you now. You need to take advantage of this now. Don't dawdle, don't wait, don't think about it. Try to trust in the fact that the reason why you've taken the first step to either answer an ad, register for this call, you're taking the time out of your day on this morning to be able to listen to us, give you information. Now take the next step. So with that, I do appreciate your time today, Tony.
Yeah, man, great stuff. Hey, real quick question. I know there's some other questions, but I have one. If you don't mind, Mike, I'd like to go first. But briefly, could you explain, Lawrence, how did you do 500 enrollments in an AEP? How is that possible?
So that actually comes down to that dedication. So great lead flow from working with Global. I also had some personal leads as well. But that partnership between my organization and Global, that helped a lot. And then at that point, it was just leveraging. I made a point to reach out to any person who I could to help me make phone calls. As a one person, I only have these 10 fingers that God blessed me with. So my whole idea was, let me contact some existing clients who I had. I had a blessing at that time. I had a lot of younger clients who are on Medicare and Medicaid. So I use my same kind of community involvement mindset to involve those ladies and said, hey, you know what? This is a short period of time. You're looking to make a couple of dollars. I got a whole list of individual and leads. I need someone to make these phone calls. The conversation is real simple. I need you to say XYZ over and over and over and over again. And as you book appointments, I'm going to pay you. Matter of fact, I'm going to pay you weekly. Yeah. Now, during that time, it was a little bit more of an expense. I didn't have the flexibility I have now. But like I said, my idea was have that business mindset that, okay, you know what, on the back end, there's this money's going to come back in.
Yeah. And you know what? I remember years ago when you did that, it impressed me that you hired a lot of your seniors that were on Medicare Advantage to make your calls, because it was a brilliant concept. If they have the plan and making calls for you, they were more convincing than a regular telemarketer. So you would find, seniors out there wanted a part-time job, mostly women, you told me. And you said, they had the Bravo plan. They love the Bravo plan. Why not make calls about the Bravo plan? Exactly. And they set up your appointments and you crushed it. It's amazing. You had these older ladies calling for you and competing against each other, get you the most appointments. And that wasn't just 500 people from your organization. You personally wrote 500 apps. So that was impressive. That was a great nugget. I'm going to tell you guys on this call, you have to leverage other people to help you become successful, not just Integrity and Global, myself and Lawrence, but you do need to bring, appointment setters, especially those seniors out there that have a good phone voice or worked in customer service to make calls for you. So I wanted to make sure we talked about that because I know that was a question that many people ask about this legend, Lawrence Price. How'd that man do 500 sales? He did it with appointment setters that were already on the plan and making calls for them on a part-time basis and kept him loaded.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, there was days you had 14, 15 appointments a day, and all you were doing is out there taking apps. It was pretty impressive.
It was a lot just instead of collapsing.
You were hustling, man. Michael, any other questions we have chatted in or anyone call in some other questions real quick?
I don't see any in the Q&A or the chat line. I do want to remind you guys, though, there is the option to unmute yourselves in the bottom corner there. I think on the left, it's a little microphone icon. If you'd like to speak your question instead of type it, you're more than welcome to.
And I know some people are shy. You can call Lawrence at the end. We're going to give him this number. I would pick his brain about what he did to write 500 apps. I mean, it's pretty impressive. I mean, most people probably average 80 to maybe 150, maybe 200, but do 500 apps individually is pretty impressive. So we'll give you that information shortly. So let's go ahead and roll, Michael, into I know why a lot of people are here about leads. I mean, we're in a lead business. It's a lead world, and lead costs has gotten to a totally ridiculous level. The average cost of a direct mail Medicare lead is now over $100. Most agents can't afford to do leads. So that's why we're doing these creative co-op campaigns and lead programs to help you guys. So go ahead, Michael, roll through the lead program because it's pretty impressive. I mean, we're going to live up to what we said about our leads. There's no other organization in America with global and integrity has a better lead program. And this is a little cool thing in you old timers over 50, including myself, the old movie Glengarry Glen Ross. You guys will probably remember that. No, we did give you guys the clean version of this because it's loaded with a lot of F-bombs in that original movie. But go ahead and roll that out, Mike. I think this is cool, kind of funny too. I like it.
These are the new leads. These are the Glengarry leads. And to you, they're gold. And you don't get them. Why? Because to give them to you is just throwing them away. They're for closers.
All right. Thank you, Michael. So, yes, we do have the Glengarry leads. Actually, they are pink, too. Some of them are pink. So we have the Glengarry leads. They're a reliable lead program. They're not gimmick leads or sold to 50 different people and you get them. They're reliable. They're quality. They're pre-qualified. We have free and premium leads. What a premium lead is that you're actually investing money in it. But we do have the best free lead program in the industry. Pre-qualified leads, and absolutely, because it's not legal, especially in Medicare Advantage. You can cold call for subs. You can cold call for final expense, annuities. You're not legally allowed to cold call for Medicare, so we do no cold calling. Can we get a hand on no cold calling? Guys, I'd rather dig ditches than cold call because I had to do that back in the day on Wall Street. I hate cold calling, so you'll never have to cold call as long as you're with our organization. So real quick about our leads, we have different types of leads. Our key lead that we do right now during lock-in is the extra help lead. There's about 15 million people that qualify for extra help and don't even know it. So we have a great lead to help them understand how the extra help, right? Get this, they get $5,100 worth of benefits towards the prescription drugs. And many of these seniors qualify because it's through the Social Security Administration. They don't have to pay for it. They just have to apply and they qualify. And this past year, they've raised the qualifications to make it easier. to get in. So more people can qualify for this and don't even know. So some people that were, turned down in previous years can qualify. We have a great diabetic lead. There's diabetes is on the rise, especially in the metropolitan areas of Philadelphia, Baltimore, DC, and many parts of the country, New Jersey. So we have a great diabetic lead that shows them how to get help through the American Diabetes Association with free syringes, free refills, how to learn about DSNP programs, how they can take advantage of, a Medicare plan year round. So it's a great lead piece there. We have our all-time favorite Medicare lead during AEP. We have an incredible lead that shares with seniors how their Medicare A changes, their B's changing, their C may be changing, the D. So they understand every year it changes. And you guys have been in this business know every year it changes. We're going to be on the cutting edge of sharing that change with the seniors so they could make an educated choice. As Lawrence said, we educate seniors. We don't sell them. We don't do any sales. We're educating them so they can make an informed decision about what's best for them in terms of their life and their health care. We do a great lead over in Jersey and also in Philadelphia. We have called an SPAP lead. These are leads that are state leads to the federal. It's a state subsidy program that educate, again, seniors on how their state of New Jersey, state of Pennsylvania, state of Delaware, Connecticut, New York, they have SPAPs that actually give them additional benefits over and above the extra help in Medicare to help them on for their prescriptions. And the New Jersey plan, the PAD plan, also has help for those that qualify for utilities. It's amazing. And then I talked about this earlier. We have an incredible veteran lead that educate veterans on how their veteran and TRICARE benefits work with Medicare Advantage. Pretty incredible lead in terms of our direct mail. So we do direct mail better than anybody. Matter of fact, through Integrity now, we own over 100 lead vendors that are actually part of the Integrity brand. We have Facebook leads, we have YouTube leads, we have internet leads. We have all the different types of digital leads. We have career Medicare leads. We have email a lead. I mean, it's amazing all the leads that we have, and it's over right now in our database just with the global brand, not counting Integrity's, over 60,000 leads in inventory where people have said, I need help. Okay. And as I said, we're in the lead world is driven by leads. Leads would not be a problem as long as you're a partner with our organization. Next slide, because I know we're at the top of the hour. I want to close this out. So new for this year. Every year we're coming out with something new. We have what's called a double opt-in lead. We have telemarketers that will actually call your leads for you and dive deeper for your clients. So they've already mailed the lead in once, where we have their date of birth, their phone number, their spouse's name, their spouse's date of birth. We even dive a little deeper and we find out, okay, what plan are you on? And we record that on the platform. You'll have what plan they're on, how much they're paying, what are their co-pays, what benefits they're lacking, what would they like to improve. We even get their favorite color, their favorite food. Why do we do that? To make sure the lead is legit. If when you call that senior, because they all forget, they can't remember what they did this morning, but when you can say, Miss Johnson, you told us, you're on Blue Cross and Blue Shield. You told us you're paying X amount of dollars, or you're not happy with your dental, you're not happy with vision. You even told us, Miss Johnson, that you told our person that called you, our service rep, that your favorite color is blue and your favorite food is Chinese. Is that correct? That gives you instant what? Credibility. You're right. So that's what our double opt-in lead's about. We're going to have a big meeting the next week or two about how that works and how you can apply that lead to your business. No matter where you are in the country, that lead will be available. That's an awesome piece that we're doing. Next slide, Michael. So on top of that, we do about 5 million leads per month using Integrity's massive platform. It's incredible what Integrity is doing. I mean, they're investing close to $20 million this year in leads alone. You'll have access to that. We have Spanish leads. They're going to have all different type of leads to make sure you have enough to serve. They even have what's called a hot map, a heat map, where you can see where the hottest markets to order leads. And that's great for people that want to work in the call center realm, virtual call centers, telemarketing. It's an amazing platform. I mean, it's unreal. Once y'all see that, you'll be blown away. There's nothing like it ever seen in the industry. It's Pretty impressive. Can't wait. I know we don't have the time today to show up. I can't wait on our next meeting to show you guys how this platform works. Next slide, Michael. So shocking news. So as you guys know, our flagship carrier is Cigna Medicare. So as of today going forward, we're offering additional, no one's doing this in the industry. We like to be on the cutting edge. We're offering an additional $100 of co-op marketing dollars for every new to Cigna, can't be a plan change, but new to Cigna in every one of our markets from the East Coast to the West Coast. We're offering this to the agent, to you, the agent, so that'll help support any other campaigns that you're doing in addition to what we've already published in this webinar earlier. Awesome, awesome stuff. Next slide, Michael. I thought y'all be impressed by that. So that's on top, get this, on top of the tremendous amount of commissions that we get to service our clients and renewals. So instead of like in New Jersey, instead of $750, now it's going to be $850. If it's DC, PA, or Connecticut, instead of what's that, $678, Michael? Now it's $778. So that's going to be a huge benefit for everyone on this call, an extra $100 of co-op money. And we're going to pay that every 15th of the month going forward, starting October 15th, just in time for AEP. Next slide, Michael. Next slide. So I just want to share this with you guys. A lot of agents call me and say, Tony, what kind of money can you make? And most people say, Tony, I got a 5-year plan. If I do this with you, I join your team, I join Lawrence, what am I looking at? Guys, this is the big value, the richness of this opportunity is not the first year. First year, you can make good money. Anybody that's doing this and following our system, 7 plans a week, you know, especially during AEP, there's people who do 50, 60, 100 plans in a week. But just 7 plans a week, 108,000 first year income. Of course, there's no renewals. Net worth is not there yet, but it's growing. But look what happens year 2 because of the renewals. Year 3, year 4. By year 5, you've already built a $2 million net worth. So if you decide to retire and want to cash in, that's there for you. If you decide, you can keep going if you want. But you're looking at, look at that, $219,000 in renewals. That puts you in the top 5% of earners in America. 351,000 total if you add the first year plus the second year. And what excites me, you've built a net worth. It's like a mutual fund. You know, that cash flow's coming in, but you're building an asset. It's a sellable asset that you can utilize as your settlement options that's talked about earlier in terms of when you're ready to retire. Pretty impressive stuff. Please take a snapshot of that, put it on your refrigerator, share it with your spouse. Yes, there's ups and downs in this business, but it's well worth it. You stay true, stay focused, follow the system, follow the plan. In 5 years, that's what you could be looking at. Pretty impressive. Next slide, Michael. So you can see for those that want to be a person producer, you can see that's some substantial opportunity over the next 5 years. But for those that are serious about growing, that are motivated about building a team, building an agency, we can help you do that. You can see the projection over 5 years just by adding 10 producers per month, okay? 10 producers, actually per year. Correct me on that. 10 per year, that's it? Look at that.
That's not even one a month.
Yeah, it's not even one a month. So I think anybody can do this. In year 5, putting on 10 producers per year, 1 a month, it puts you at $1 million in income and $4.7 million in terms of what your net worth is and what a possible, settlement could be. And that's one thing we do here with Global and Integrity. We're always looking for partners. We'll definitely put you in a role or an opportunity to sit at the table and become an IMG partner. Is something that we pride ourselves on here at Global. There's sky is the limit. No one's going to hold you back from achieving the goals that you want to achieve for you and your family and accomplish for you and your family. That 5-year opportunity as an agency director is huge, huge, huge. So that's a big opportunity that we have to get you to that 7-figure level within 5 years just by adding 1 producer per month. Next slide, if you can go ahead, Michael. That gives me the most excitement. So as we close out, Again, I want to thank you guys for joining today, and you're going to get Lawrence's contact information shortly. What we're looking for together is partners. Integrity, Global, myself, Lawrence Price. We want those that are coming to the table, one, have a positive attitude and strong work ethic. This is not a freelance opportunity. You're going to make 6-7-figure money. It just doesn't happen. You got to be willing to work 40, 50 hours a week or until the job gets done. And you have to do it with a spirit of gratitude. As Lawrence said earlier about his service to his community and what he does, the spirit of service is key in this business. There's people you're going to be serving and helping out are in dire straits. I mean, they've worked their whole life with nothing, not a pot to go in or a window to throw out of, and you can make a difference in their life. I mean, Lawrence talked about what he does for a lot of the food banks and food pantries and communities. So there's people that are in a rut. And if you can make their life better, that's what it's all about. So it's a rewarding career opportunity that you can make substantial money, but more importantly, can help so many people in need. And you got to come to the table being motivated. Guys, I was on a session with John Whitmore. He's one of our partners at IMG, and Guy did an incredible job with us sharing, how he's built a multi-9-figure business. I mean, that's pretty incredible. Does $125 million a year. And I'm like, what do you do? He's like, man, I don't motivate people. I find motivated people that want to make it happen and be coachable. Lawrence Price, I'm going to tell you, is one of the all-time legends in this, and not just insurance and Medicare, but all-time, business leaders in his community. You got to be coachable. The man knows the stuff. I mean, to do 500 enrollments in one AEP by himself, the guy must know something. So be open-minded, be coachable, but also be motivated. Next, you got to be financially stable. Guys, if you're 55 years old, living in your mom's basement, prayers out to you. But this is not a get-rich-quick opportunity or for people that are floundering in life. You got to be stable and you got to be entrepreneurial. You got to be willing to invest in yourself and invest in your business. We'll invest in you along the way, but you got to have that entrepreneur spirit if you want to grow something big and special. And finally, as I said many times throughout this call, you got to have a strong, sincere desire to help these seniors in need. There's people out there right now going without dentures because they can't afford a dental plan. Cigna has a $20,000 dental plan that'll take care of that. $20,000 worth of benefits. There's a senior out there right now that's suffering from chest pains, afraid to go to the doctor because they know they can't afford the copay or the deductible. We can help them with that. There's a veteran out there, not getting the quality of service, especially in the mental arena. God, mental health for veterans is horrible. We can help them out and get them civilian doctors that can see them immediately if they need help. They don't have to wait in line at the VA. So there's so many millions of seniors out there in desperate need. If you meet these criteria, we're very interested in you. We want you part of the family, want you part of the team. I will assure you, you go all in with this, with Lawrence Price and his amazing ability in coaching and what he does along with Global and Integrity, I will assure you it'll be the best decision you've ever made in your career. Guaranteed. Guarantee it. I'll put it in writing. But you got to do your part. We'll definitely, without a doubt, exceed our part. Next slide, Michael. So as we close out, wanted to make sure we're clear on the next slide. So, Michael, I'll hand the mic back off to you, young man.
Thanks, Tony. Yeah, you guys, just real quick, I usually get the same couple questions asked to me during these sessions. And the number one thing is always, how do I get started, right? How do I get contracted? What's my next step? It's always the same thing. Well, first of all, you can get started on the Global Premier Benefits website right now, just globalpremierbenefits.com. And then there's a button at the top right that says get contracted. And that's it. You just get started there. Otherwise, we'll send you instructions later today. Totally your call. If you don't want to wait, you can get started right now. Second question, is this presentation recorded? I joined late and I missed the opening statements, or I had to get off early. I didn't catch the end. Yes, everything we do is recorded and it goes towards the 250 plus hours of our virtual library. So the recording will be made available to you as of later today, as soon as it's done processing. And then how do I get in touch with Lawrence Price, right? Our regional guy up in your market. The contact page is going to be in, I think it's 2 slides from now. So just hang tight. We'll get that to you. No problem. Tony, back to you.
No, I just want to thank Lawrence for being here today. It was an amazing session, and I thank you guys for joining us. But important to note, the deadline for getting started contracting with Global and Integrity in time to write business for AP is approaching. If you want to make sure you have ample time to do the training, get support from Lawrence, and support in getting your lead orders done and co-op money, you got to get contracted right away. For one thing, Medicare Advantage takes 2 to 3 weeks per carrier to get it going. So you got to start right away. Then you might have to get a release if you're already tied to an IMO. That's important. That takes time. So just so you guys, if you're not in the know, in the Medicare space, carriers do not do releases after September 1. So if you're ready to make a move and you're motivated to get started, you got to start now. So looking forward to partnering with you guys, and we'll close out the next slide. Michael, you want to carry that forward for me? Thank you. So why don't you cover that for us, Michael, as we wrap up?
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys, and I'll put this in the chat. Lawrence Price is our regional director up in your market. I'm going to put his phone number here in the chat. That's 610-348-9421. And then I'm also going to put his website address there so you can click on it, www.amicamagencygroup.net. Actually, Lawrence, is that correct? I want to make sure I put that in there. I know you're here on the mic. You want to hop in?
Yeah, it's amicamagency.net.
Insurance Group. I knew that looked fishy to me. Insurancegroup.net.
Yes.
And as we're, since you're here, since you have the mic, any closing statements, Lawrence?
No, I just appreciate the opportunity to share information about how we do things in a general sense without getting into too much of the weeds. But it's kind of like everything Tony said, I'll say ditto to it. We're looking for people who want to put in that work. I will walk side by side of you. I will not pull you forward. I will not push you from behind, but I definitely will go stride for stride.
Thank you. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Michael, for putting this together. And I just want to close out with this. We're here to make a difference. And there's millions, 55 million seniors out there that need our help and need us now. This next coming AEP, I have no doubt it's going to be the best one ever, with all the new benefits, all the amazing stuff that we're doing with Integrity and Global. Guys, the time is now to get started. It's about the main thing we're here for. These seniors out there that are getting shafted or being misled, a lot of misinformation out there in terms of Medicare and other insurance products, we can be there. And we just treat them like your parents and your grandparents, and go out there and be a special person in life, be part of their family, earn their trust, love all over them, and go out there and change and save lives. I want to thank you guys. May God continue to bless you always, and looking forward to partnering you guys very soon. Thank you. No, thank you.